peoples of the internet. This is Zen speaking, and this is Hawk that usually does these intros, but today it's me. And as always, I'm with my co-host, Hawk, British Hawk, and Hawk likes to call me Retro Geek Zen, but that just makes me feel old. But hey,
You are old.
oh fucking oath I am, man. I was hanging out with a couple of 20-year-old girls today, and I felt really old. But yeah, um, we are doing a podcast today where we do not have a set topic whatsoever.
Well, actually, we do have a topic. It was originally about gaming. Remember, the PC around it, the sort of decline in quality and everything like that behind it.
Well, you know what? That was brought on by you checking out some YouTube videos, and that's what they're talking about. So who gives a fuck what people are talking about, man?
I just thought it'd be interesting. We could, because we've done it with a lot of other things. We've sort of put our opinion out there ourselves.
On people, opinions on opinions. You know what? You
Well,
know
not
how?
opinions on opinions, opinions on topics like esports,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
example.
yeah.
There's so many
True.
opinions about that, and we were simply putting our own, throwing our coin in.
Well, you know what I saw by Upper Echelon Games, who has a shit ton more followers than we do, that's for sure. And I subscribe to his channel too, and I'm this close to unsubscribing. He put out a video this week that was titled, and we all know it's all about the title. We all know that YouTube, the way the
Clickbait.
algorithm works is you need to put some fucking clickbaity title in order to get people to find and click on your video. But his title was, I hate Genshin Impact. And you know what? In some ways, I see how that's being smart because everyone's talking about this game right now. And he just decided to say, I hate it. So, yeah, people are going to click it and see why he hates it. I clicked it. I watched like maybe all of 3 minutes of it. I'm like, clickbait the motherfuck. Shut the fuck up. I am this close to unsubscribing you, bro. You know, I just hate that shit. I can't stand it.
So did he actually genuinely dislike the game?
No, and that's the sad shit about it. It's like he writes a title to get people to click, and he goes, "I fucking love all these aspects of the game, but I hate it that it's like a lot like some other games." I'm like, get the fuck out. Like, if you enjoy playing it, and you're saying if they address some of the issues that he doesn't like in a further update, he will continue playing it, then you're obviously enjoying it. And it's just like, I just think it's just complete clickbait. And I just think those channels, people like that who run channels that just constantly run these crazy titles that are like completely
Oh, it
unrelated to the
happened again.
video.
Something like
Yeah,
that, yeah.
exactly. I reckon these are the guys that have to watch out. They're the guys, the fucking fakers, and the fucking guys who are creating extravaganza for no reason but to try to get more followers and clicks and views. They're the ones that truly have to watch out. Truly have to watch out because they're playing a game that has nothing to do with being real and to what they really think, but they're playing a game that they think in order to get more money and more views, or more views equals more money to their channel and more ads being seen. And like, those guys are all fucked. I'm telling them all right now. I don't give a fuck who they are. They can fucking disagree with me. I don't give a shit. End of the day, all those guys that are doing the clickbaity titles, thumbnails which have sexy girls that are like, oh, it's gonna get a click. You know, it's all bullshit. It's all clickbait. And it's like, if the reason why I don't comment negatively is because a comment's gonna be good for them. That's the only reason why I don't comment and say, fuck you. If you keep doing this, I'm going to unsubscribe. No, they don't even care. Even if I do that, they're going to sit there and go, well, you're just one person. And thank you for commenting. And that's going to give me a better algorithm with YouTube. And, that's why I don't comment half the time.
Yeah, but when I was listening to Chastain's podcast a couple of weeks ago, they admit they don't like clickbaity titles, but they themselves admit that sometimes they just have to stoop to that level.
You don't. That's my thing, and
Yeah, but
it might be your thing. It might
yeah,
be
but
not be, but I get.
I know in this case, but in this case, it was three YouTubers who are in this case also a lot more successful than us. So
Yeah,
I know,
and they're
and
doing
they're
it.
yeah, but they're obviously like we don't do it often or like really at all. But it just sometimes you feel like you just really have to do it just
I get that,
because
but it's like
sometimes
I'm
if
not gonna play that game, man. I
yeah, that's
mean,
fair.
I just find it like I'm not happy with people who are comfortable with saying white lies. I just don't like it. I just don't think it's something that I'm going to be proud of later on down the track. That's all. I think all of these people are going to look back on it and
They
just go,
didn't
yeah, that
necessarily
was
say
a
they didn't say they were proud of it. They just said that
yeah,
it was.
but they're okay with it, and
They
later
didn't
on they
say they
won't
were
be.
okay with it.
Yeah, later on they'll fucking regret it. And I'm just calling it out, man. I'm probably older than all those fucks. So they're all doing it because they think they're like it's a fucking business thing or business decision or whatever. But it's just like, man, like you're gonna regret it later on. I already know it. So I don't have to go there. You know, like I already know that like there's no point in us um putting up a clickbaity title to get clicks on it and then the video's got nothing to do with the title. It's just bullshit. I don't buy it. I don't like it. I don't at the end of the day, I just can't do it and I don't respect those guys. And yeah, I need to unsubscribe to a whole bunch of these fuckers, man. Like seriously. It's just gaming in terms of gaming, I don't think I want to subscribe to anybody right now. Like even like we talked about this before, but I liked what Skillup was doing for many of those years because I think he writes well, and I think he never does great ad lib, but what he does really well is writing a script and putting on some game footage and actually just reading his script. When he goes off the script, I actually don't like him. I think he's a bit of a troll. But when he actually reads to the script, I'm like, this guy knows how to write. He uses some words that I'm like, I know what it means, but I've never used that word before. And I'm like, okay, he writes well, and I like that.
Well, I'd say it's
But
more to do with the fact that he goes in depth into the games. Like when we looked at his division reviews, he was going very in depth. He was analyzing. He
dude,
knew what the go was,
he
and
played
also
that game
and
way
also
more than other games that he reviews.
yeah, but also he also revisited it years later. I'm pretty sure he's done that with maybe a few other games, but that was like one of the more
Yeah.
important things when it comes to live service games. Like visiting it later and giving it a review does sort of mean something.
He means jack shit to me, man. I can't watch him play Warframe. Like I've put more hours into Warframe than I have in the Division. And when Skill Up got so excited about Warframe, I was excited because he has a big channel and he was getting people into the game. But then when I actually watch him play Warframe, I'm like, bro, you have no idea.
Yeah, but I've had that with like a lot of yeah, but some reviewers are like that. You go, this dude is an awesome reviewer. He knows what the go is. I bet he's gone like he's a heaps good gamer. But then you watch him and you're just like, what the
They
fuck are you
can't
doing?
fucking play. Exactly. Exactly. He just wasn't using the movement like you can in that game. And that already is a big no no for me. If you're,
Well,
you know, it's almost like I don't mean to be fucking sexist here, but like I've seen some girls play games on Twitch and stuff where they're like, they've got way more followers than I ever will have, but they're running into the walls. Like they're turning corners. Like they can't even go up a spiral staircase or in a game. Like I'm just like I just turn off. I instantly turn off. If you can't even walk up some stairs without touching the sides of the stairs, I'm like you don't know how to play this game. You're not in the zone. You're not there. You're not present. You know, if you're bumping up against the walls like a fucking pinball game with like guides to guide you in the you're not you're not playing this game.
my biggest example for it was when I was into Angry Joe. I enjoyed his reviews. I thought he was pretty good
Why
at
were
it
you into Angry Joe?
because I
Like
was. I just
would you have a beer with that guy?
I, I doubt it, but I was just into him back then. Like I was also into like
But
Pew.
why though?
I don't know. I was also into PewDiePie back way
Yeah, but
back when.
why? Like, I have people that tell me that they're into PewDiePie. Like, why would you have a beer with that guy?
PewDiePie, yeah, he doesn't seem like a too bad of a guy.
Ah, fuck, man. If
I
I
just
don't,
I'd just be like, whenever he's all like, I'll be like, dude, cool it with that sort of shit. Just be normal.
I just think they're selling out hard, man.
But no,
Like,
Angry
I,
Joe,
I think all these people will look back on their lives and think, oh, fuck,
no,
I wish I
Angry
was
Joe.
more real.
I just enjoyed some of his reviews. But then when I watched him play games, it was like watching someone pick up a controller for the first time. It was so hard to watch, and
Yeah,
it
but
was
doesn't that say it all? That he's got all those followers and they are so happy to ignore that tiny bit of footage where he's bashing up against the walls and he can't even walk straight. Like, don't you think that that says it all? Like, don't you think that like all the followers that he has are obviously not like you shouldn't be one of those followers too? Because you can actually see something, whereas the other guys just are happy to ignore it.
I'm not a follower anymore. All I'm saying is that, obviously we're not all mega great, excellent at games. We all have our
No, but
fault.
if you're gonna fucking have that many followers and you're gonna get that much money, if you're gonna get that much fucking money from the adverts and the fucking sponsorship and stuff, well, surely you can like walk down a fucking hallway without touching the walls.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't you think it's fair?
But
When we're in the
I'd say that's
zone and we're connected,
primarily.
when we even when we play Destiny and we're connected, like some of those shots are so fucking good, and you know that they're fucking good. But like, if you can't even get a shot like that, and the only way to get a shot like that is to fluke it, then why are you getting all this money? Why are you getting all these views?
Well, I'd say it also has to be primarily on what they're getting views for. If you're like a Twitch streamer and you're really bad at gaming, but if you were to say that's the whole point, that you're pretty bad at gaming, but you've got a great personality, then that's fair enough.
Ah, that's fucking shit, man.
No, no,
that's like me shooting a girl with great tits and she gets heaps of fucking likes on the photos, but she doesn't know how to model for jack shit, and it's like it's just her tits doing all the fucking work.
but some people gravitate towards that not only because of maybe a bit of relatability, but also because it can be quite funny. But if someone's going, I am an awesome gamer, but then you watch them and you're just like, you can't game for shit, like you're playing terribly, then that becomes a problem. But for reviewers, if you're going, I'm going to just review games, then the gameplay isn't such a big requirement.
Hmm. Look, I know that our channel's about like geeking out and shit, but man, I am not geeking out about games at all lately. Um, like I know you and Joker have been trying to get me to get Phasma what?
Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia, and I watched a couple of videos, and yeah, I could see how people. I couldn't see actually. Actually, I couldn't see. I watched about 3 or 4 videos, and they acted like they were really scared. But because I wasn't
Honestly,
playing, I couldn't feel
yeah,
scared
honestly,
whatsoever.
all I could say about the game, like truly about the game, when people are going, "Oh, just I was pissing my pants," it's like, no, it's jump scares. You do get a bit of a tension to it, but
Hmm.
also at the same time, we played 3 sessions yesterday. I wasn't scared at all, like not even once. I didn't even feel tense, and it was over in like a couple minutes, and I was just
Mm.
like, oh, okay, cool.
Look, I think. Oh, it's really interesting because since we started this Geeked Out channel, I think at the point that we started, we were as a Discord group, we were gaming together more. But I can already see that over the last half a year or so, that we are starting to play different games to each other, and you can see it on Discord. You can see who's playing what, and it was the tightest when we were all playing the same game, and now that we're playing different games, I can see the Discord, like it's still going. I totally enjoy the chats that we have. I miss the vocal chat that we have, because the vocal chat only works when you're all playing the same game at the same time.
Not
And
necessarily.
not necessarily,
I can just
but
chat shit.
yeah, I
But
know, but that's what we're doing now. But you have to admit with me that, like, since we stopped playing Destiny or Division or whatever, it's like we don't chat as much just to chat.
no, but I'm all good to go back into those sorts of games. And actually, I'm really wanting to. But I mean, at the moment, I really want to play Divinity Original Sins 2 with like a group of people. But I just know that I know Jace is interested. Joker's a bit of a maybe, and obviously you don't want to play the game.
Nah,
See,
nah.
I'd get into like a live service game again, and I'm really looking forward to Outriders because I imagine that's when we'll get
Yeah,
maybe get back to it.
I'll definitely play that. Yeah, 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 for
Oh,
sure.
if it's good, like if
Oh no,
it's
I'll still give it a go, because
oh yeah,
I just think it's my kind of game. That's all. Yeah.
yeah. Uh, but yeah, but no one see every time we go, hey, let's go to Destiny 2, everyone's like, oh, nah, not really. And I'm just like, okay, well, I
Well,
mean,
that's the thing. Like, I sat out on my deck. Like, I did a big nature walk today, about 7Ks, and blisters on the feet. Like, when you got blisters on the feet,
yes, I do.
well, you either know you're wearing bad shoes, or that, like, fuck, you've gone for a decent walk. And there was a lot of undulation. There was a lot of ups and downs, and great conversation. And got back home, and I disgustingly had a cigarette out on my deck. After all that healthy fucking good work, I had a cigarette, and Viv came out and joins me, and we just had a little discussion about how we're both so happy where we are right now. Like, I was just like, holy fuck, I'm just so motivated. She's like, oh my god, you are. Like, she can see all the shit that I'm doing, and she felt the same. She was just like being slaying it lately, and I couldn't help but say that, like, you know what? I haven't really been playing games at all. Like, my everyday was like kind of like get up, check out a bit of social media, have a bit of breakfast, have a coffee, and then, like, just fucking
Play Divinity or
just hop
Fallout
on the
76.
yeah, just hop on the games, and, like, just sit there, like, kind of not even sitting upright, just like kind of slouching, and kind of like just like not even playing games well, not even like in the zone, just playing games. And like I just said to her, like, I don't want to offend anybody, but I just said to her, like, I'm really glad that, like, I'm not glad. I said to her that I find it weird that, like, just a little while ago, I was like, my days were so different to they are now. Like, I know that doing podcasts and photo shoots and all that, some gamers might be like, what the fuck's that? What's the fucking difference? Like, what's so good about what you're doing now? And what's the difference? Like, I'm fucking gaming 10 hours a day. Who the fuck says what you're doing is better than what I'm doing? But, like, I just can't help but think that it is. Like, I went for a boozy lunch yesterday and had some of the best steak that I've had in fucking years. And today I went for a 7K nature walk and just saw so many fucking different types of birds and hawks. And hey, I saw a hawk today, by the way. And like
Yeah,
lizards, and fucking saw fucking huge lizards fighting each other and shit. And it was just nature, it was just fucking cool to be out there. And it fucking hurt. Like, all of us got blisters today. We all got sunburnt, but it's like it felt more real than a game in some ways, and it felt more rewarding. And um it's just weird. Like, I feel like I've flipped a 180, but I don't exactly know why. Like, all I said to her was, like, we're just sitting out there, and I just brought up games. And
simple. You're probably going through a period of what I do sometimes, where you're just like, and I'm sort of going through it right now still. I look at
mm,
a game and I go, I really enjoy this game, and
hmm
it's just
hmm
like, okay,
I know what
and
that's
it's just
like,
like,
right? Like,
okay,
we love games.
then
Yeah.
play it, and it's just like, ah, I just, I just not in the mood, and you're like,
Right.
maybe I should play something else, and then you're just like, um, I just don't know what to
Not
play.
don't even Yeah, right. So you got like 300 plus games, and you can sit there, and I'm the same as you, man. Sometimes I sit there on Steam, and I have all these games, and I have had all these great experience with these games, and some of them I haven't completed yet. So sometimes I do hover over these games and like, oh, I check out the hours that I've played on them. I'm like, oh, maybe I should continue this game or that. But then, yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes there's not enough energy for me to actually launch the game and do it. You know,
Well, I got like hyped up about Baldur's Gate 3 because it looks fucking awesome.
it looks great.
And my friend was like,
Looks
"This is
fucking great.
awesome,"
I
and
actually I watched a few videos. I fucking love it. It looks
I,
great.
and I started playing it, and I was like, "This is fucking awesome!" Like
Hmm.
it was a really cool. It's basically like Divinity Original Sins 3. It's like
But
this is what I want. I mean, the
yeah,
intro
but the
itself.
cutscenes look fucking cool,
I was
man.
gonna say that the starting cutscene was fucking mad.
It fucking looks great. Yeah, I agree with you there.
But
Like, yeah.
I played one session,
Hmm.
and I played it solo, and I was just like, "Huh." I just like I can really get into it, but at the same time, it's just like this just doesn't feel the same without playing with Jace or
With
Joke
mates,
or
with mates.
somebody.
Look, that's what I
Yeah,
think is the justification for games for me these days. Like, I don't think, like we had a podcast with Lucky, which was really a really good podcast, by the way. Like, I think at that time, not many people had found us yet, and not many people listened to that. But, I, I appreciate that he's got a family and he's got a busy work life, and he prefers single player games because he can get lost in that and whatever. But I think you and I can agree on the fact that when you're playing games with your mates and you're on headphones and a microphone,
and it's just a good time.
it's so
Like I
good.
did,
Yeah,
like I
it's
said,
so much more involving. Yeah.
I mentioned you can play a really like mediocre or shitty game
With friends. Yeah.
with mates, and it can
Mm,
still and you can still like go to a game that's like even like infinitesimally so much better, but you're still playing a single player, and you'll still be like, I had such a better experience on there. And
mm,
people obviously look at you and go, well, are you fucking on drugs or something? But you'd be like, no, I was playing co-op and it was just such a hilarious time.
mm. Look, I think what I'm sort of like, I don't mean to sound like a downer tonight, like on this podcast, but like I think like where I was with weed and I was smoking like an ounce a week and it's like 4:20 in the morning, I'm smoking bongs all the way through until I pass out at night and then like repeat it the next day. I just think like too much of a good thing is not a good thing, right? Like it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious that you have to have some sort of balance with everything that you do in life. And as a gamer, like I will always be a gamer. Like where maybe I have quit marijuana and I will never smoke it again like I used to, I still think I'm gonna be a gamer going forwards. Like I don't think it's
Yeah,
gaming is like weed.
I'll
Like I
always
don't
be a gamer.
I can't make the same comparison. I can't say that gaming is enough to make you fucking drive you to like hit rock bottom. But I still think that whole balance thing comes into mind in that like in some ways doing a podcast with you and Joker or just even just you, I still think that this is more
Engaging.
constructive
Yeah.
than achieving an achievement on the PlayStation or getting an achievement on Steam. Like I just think like putting this out there, this podcast takes more work than grinding to the next level on Fallout
I
76.
don't know. It took me 2 years to get Reclaimer armor.
Yeah, yeah, but what's it going to do for you?
Reclaim.
It just does nothing for you. Is what I'm getting at. It's like,
Well, I was gonna say like when I was younger, teen, like we always were, I was putting in like some pretty large amount of hours into gaming because I couldn't
yeah,
get
right.
enough of it.
Mm,
And then when I came to Australia, I didn't have a job. Obviously, didn't really have much of a social life either. So, and more my social life was back at home, and so I'd literally be doing like all nighters, like multiple days a week and everything. And I cannot fathom doing it nowadays. Like if someone went, let's do an all night, I'd be like, I just no.
but some of those Destiny raids you need to do 7 hours straight,
I know, but it's just like, yeah,
straight. No piss breaks even.
I know, but like staying up all night and you just feel like absolute dog shit the next day. I'm just like, no, I can't do that again. And yeah, I don't mind putting in a few hours, but at the same time, it's just like, nah, I can't just play a game over and over and over and over, like doing the same thing over and over again for an hour, even with all the banter, because even with all the banter, it gets stale. Everybody just goes, so we're doing this again. Yeah, we're doing this again, and then we'll make
Doing
it
some of those
this.
Destiny raids that when we were in our fifth or sixth hours, people got shitty, man. People actually on the audio, people actually got shitty because at that point you just want to finish it.
Yeah, some of all of us at one point got shitty about something like, fucking, why did you? No, you have to go this time. No,
Uh huh.
it's
Uh huh.
I'll
Yeah.
go
Uh huh.
first.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some people go, no, you're not going first. You're too shit for this. It's just like, oh,
It got shitty because people were like 5 hours in. You just want to fucking finish it because if you don't finish it, you're fucked. You're fucked.
yeah, because
You
if you
don't
don't,
get anything.
yeah, but that's the whole thing. Like, even though it's a hollow achievement, well, it depends on who you talk to. It's a if you've gone 5 hours into it and then you go, we'll leave and try it again tomorrow, as in you have to start all the
Yeah.
way from the beginning.
Yeah. 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 No. No.
It
It's
just
not the
feels like
same. Yeah.
such a waste.
I know, I know. Ah, so don't you think like what do you think about that in general? Like I love it. Like I am not anti this at all. I think for a game to get to a point and a maturity, it's almost like a fucking nice red wine. Like I love it that they've gotten so complicated that there is an activity for people who don't want the fucking 15 minutes and you're fucking done and you beat everybody and everything's dead on the floor. Like
Yeah,
I love it. I love it that there is something out there for people who are willing to put the time in. So I'm totally with it. But I think that if I got addicted to that
yeah,
shit,
it's what it really is a double-edged sword. It's something that's so rewarding, and it's something you can really sink your teeth into, but at the same time, it can get really frustrating and something that you'll just sort of step back and go, I've actually just wasted this amount of time and I was supposed to be doing this. Huh. Like today I've literally, like, I did like a fucking shit ton of work at work.
hmm.
And I came home and I immediately ripped some gyprock off a wall. It was fucking awesome.
See, that's like a game, but real life, and it's like fuck,
Oh
it's
no,
physical.
nothing like a game. It was fucking awesome. It was
Yeah,
and
physical
I actually
and
like sliced up my hands as well. It was I don't know why, but I was just like, this is fucking awesome. Like, so much stress relief.
exactly. I just think that's real. That's not on a computer game bashing a wall down or I remember there was a Tarantino film. I think it might have been Jackie Brown. Samuel L. Jackson was in it. I forget the female actress. I forget her name right now. But she was smoking bongs on the couch, and Samuel just goes, "If you smoke too much of that shit, like it'll rob you of your ambition." And she said, "Well, that's okay if your ambition is to just get stoned and sit on the couch." Something along those lines. And I think I used to love that line, that bit of the movie because I'm like, yeah, well, fuck, my ambition is to just like fucking play games all day. My ambition is to just like fucking get high all day. And that's the thing. Like, I think there's a bit of attitude sometimes where you justify it in your own mind that it's okay to do what you're doing because you're into it. It's all good. But like now that I'm not playing games so much, well, at least in the last 3 weeks, like since we started this podcast, by the way, we've only been doing this for 3 weeks, but like since 3 weeks ago, it's amazing sometimes how quickly your life can change. But I haven't played Fallout 76. I only play it like maybe 2 or 3 times a week now
I've
at
only seen you
most.
played it like a handful of times,
Yeah.
and
And it's like
not
but
even for that long though.
I was on it all day and all night for a
Yes,
while there.
you clocked in about around about 800 to
Yeah, yeah,
900
that's right.
hours.
That's right. And like I don't know what I got for it, Hawk. Like I don't know if I have anything to show for it, to be honest. I really don't care. Like I don't care for the weapons that I have. I've got the best armor in the game right now. I've got the best weapon in the game right now. I'm definitely in an end game build. But like if the updates start piling on, like Destiny is a great example. It Destiny now I'm behind. And my armor's not good and my weapons aren't good. But like I logged in the other day and I'm like, I'm doing the same shit again. I'm
Yeah,
doing
that was
exactly the same shit again.
that was the thing that really drove me like, because obviously I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind getting back into Destiny 2 because
Mm,
of
mm, mm,
well, obviously one of the guys on Discord was like, hey, do you guys want to jump back on? And I was
mm.
like, hell, do you know what? Why not give it a go? Like everyone else seems to, and to be
Well,
honest,
you didn't. You didn't though.
yeah, no, and I'm gonna get to that. And I was like, hell, I'll give it a go. I did enjoy Destiny for a time,
Hmm.
and I wouldn't mind getting back into it. I don't think I'm too over it now. And I was like, well, hold on a second. Like
Mm,
I'm so far behind, and I imagine
mm,
I'm gonna have
mm.
to grind fucking hard.
Yeah, you and I are at the same level right now. We're
Oh,
both really behind.
you're far beyond me. Like I'm like ridiculously amount behind. You're just like really behind.
Mm.
You got, but I can't remember who it was, but one of you guys was like, "Oh no, you should be fine. Like you should be able to
Sam,
like
yeah,
get to this."
yeah.
And then I'm like, "Okay, cool." But then at some point, someone was like, "Oh no, actually, you will need to get like boosted, and you will need to like do all this stuff." And I was like,
No,
"No,
you
fuck
need to.
that."
You needed to put in at least like a
Yeah,
lot. Oh fuck, I don't even know how many hours, but definitely would have been solid fucking hours. Like we're not gonna fucking get there overnight. No fucking
but I
way.
was like, no, I was
It,
like, no, I was like,
it,
no, fuck that, because like basically every season it was like, okay, basically all your armor that you've just got is basically complete garbage.
yeah,
What you were
yeah.
just using before is now completely fucking useless. You're gonna need to go onto YouTube, find a new build that you like, and just get that. And it's like, okay, so you'll need all new equipment and shit, and it's just like, this is
Well,
fucked.
what burnt me out with that game was like they introduced a 1050 mode, which was like way higher level than the levels that the majority of the player base was on. So Sam and I and some of the clan guys, we were some of the pioneers in that and huge clan. Like we're one of the biggest Australian clans out there, right? We're all part of that group, and we started passing them, and we only passed them because of the YouTube guides, man. If there was no YouTube, we would never have passed them. But like thanks to YouTube, which is already fucked, it's already fucking shit. I never fucking had YouTube when I played the fucking Commodore 64, this Mega Drive, and I never had these guides. But like this shit is just the way it is these days. And these guides helped Sam and I and Acrux pass some of the first 1050s in the entire clan, right? So we felt pretty good. But then at some point, like I couldn't pass some of the other 1050s. Like, every month there was a new one. And like it got to a point where I sat there and I was trying it over and over again. But to get to the point where you would fail would already take a couple of hours just to get to the point where you're trying to pass. And at that point, I have to admit, I lost my shit. And it was sad because we were a trio and we were doing it really well. And we were doing it better than most on that. We were the first people to clear these 1050s. But then, like on the third 1050, when we couldn't get past a certain bit. And that, by the way, they did. Once I fucking bailed out, they found somebody else to take my place and they fucking did it. But at that point, I was just like, am I having fun here or not? And I had to ask myself that question.
Yeah, so you had the exact same question that I had like
I had
months
to ask it. I
ago.
couldn't did I
I,
couldn't
I was
I
just like,
couldn't I couldn't
am
not I
I
couldn't,
was like,
yeah.
yeah, I was like, am I having fun?
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
I just, and I thought, I know obviously I hadn't, but I was just like, honestly, I just feel like I've done everything in this game. I was just like, I'm over this.
No, well there's always something to do, but the thing is it gets to a point where
Yeah, I know, but
it
once,
just gets to that point where it's like I put
yeah,
in
but
3
one,
hours and we didn't pass, and it's like you fail and you sit there and you literally it's three people. So it only takes two people to go, let's do it again. Yeah, let's go again, guys. And like I had to be the first of the three people to sort of go, nah, guys, I'm out. I'm out. And I fucking hate that I was that guy, because you don't want that guy in your group. You want the guy that's like, yeah, let's go again. Let's go again. Let's go again. You know?
I
Like,
don't know. I don't know. I know that exact feel considering, like I said, I was probably one of the first one of our Discord
oh,
group to be
you were
like,
the first to bail out Destiny,
to
yeah.
be like,
Yeah.
I'm over Destiny, and everyone was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking over it. I'm like, I felt like I've done everything. That's the only way I can describe it as to why I wasn't having fun. Because to me, I was just
But
like,
if you're
oh,
not, you're not. I'm glad that
I'm
yeah.
just doing everything on repeat, and I'm just like, nah, I'm completely over this. And then obviously me and Jay started playing Divinity, and then every
Yep.
Wednesday he'd be like, I'm going to play Destiny with the guys, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Mm,
But and obviously, you guys are all in the chat chatting it up and that, and I'm just like, okay, hi, I'm over here.
mm. Look, I just think it's awesome when it's awesome, and when it's not, it's just the way it is. Like people leave, and shit, life gets in the way or whatever,
Oh
and
well,
it's just the
with
way gaming is, man. Like I'm always gonna be into games. I think like I was brought up with games. I've got nothing against it whatsoever, but like just like the last 3 weeks doing these podcasts and doing more photo shoots and making some money and fucking like just like even in my days off, like today doing a 7 hour nature walk was like 7 hours of gaming playing Fallout 76 or 7 hours hanging out with some friends and just like doing a big nature walk. Like it's I get it that some people would prefer to go for the games than the nature walk. I totally understand. I'm not having to go at anybody. I am so not. I think we all go through phases. We all go through um placing values in different places, and I just for me right now, I just know that if I was gaming as much as I was like 3 weeks ago, that you and I wouldn't be talking right now. We wouldn't be doing these podcasts. We wouldn't be just expressing ourselves in a different way. Like, yeah, we'd be talking shit on Discord, but it's a little bit different.
the only game that I know that I didn't get burnt out on, but I wasn't able to play anymore was the original Division. Like everyone just left because of Division 2
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah, yeah.
Division 2 I only stopped playing because it had like this it basically had this massive error where I had to completely uninstall the game, and then by the time I
Well,
was
that's
able
gonna
to
fuck you up. Yeah,
yeah, by the time I was able to reinstall the game,
mm.
I just felt like, what the fuck is the point? Everyone's going to be so far ahead, and like I'll just be
Yeah,
so
yeah,
far
yeah.
behind.
That'll fuck you up. That'll fuck you up.
And yeah, I did join I did have like a group of some people I was playing with, and I was supposed to take a few of them on like a mask run, and I was just like, eh, I didn't mind it, but at the same time, it's just like that game is so unsatisfying.
Look, dude, I think even being a non-gamer for the last 3 weeks, there's no doubt that Cyberpunk still interests me because there's enough hype about it to
Everything cyberpunk, I've just gone, go away. I don't care.
I'm
And
with you.
as
I'm with you, but as a non-gamer right now, I'm like, well, it's still worth me checking out. That's the thing. Like some things need that much hype to transcend to people who haven't got time for games or are too busy doing other things but games. So I think some of those things need to transcend, like God of War or whatever. It's like there's so much hype that the people who are into games just go, "Oh my god, I'm sick of the hype." But they don't give a fuck about those guys because they're going to play it anyway. It's the people who are too busy with life and work and family and kids. They're the people that they're trying to reach. So, as someone who's outside of the game circle right now, I am 100% keen on Cyberpunk. I can't think of any other title that I would actually devote some hours to right now. That's how I feel right now. Like I've paid for a Fallout first
Baldur's Gate
subscription.
3,
Nah, it's just not gonna do it for me, man. It's like
it's
top
gonna
down
it'll do it
and
for me.
fucking that kind of
Oh,
style for
actually,
me. It's
no,
like
no, it's not. It's not all top down. Like you can put it in third person.
the yeah, but I've checked it out. It's just like, man, like I'm up for like a new shit. Like I want a car with new tech. Like I love the old school. Don't get me wrong. I'm fucking old school for life. I'm fucking the retro geek, right? But it's like, man, when it comes to like, if I'm gonna play a game, then bring it on. I
Yeah, but
want, I
I don't
want.
know what it is. But when it comes to Cyberpunk, because obviously everyone sometimes obviously people go, let's talk about Cyberpunk, and I always go, I don't know anything about Cyberpunk. I know that Keanu Reeves is in it, and they're like, oh,
Hey, I don't mind Keanu Reeves. I
how do you?
like him.
Oh yeah, so do I. I'm like, I love Keanu Reeves. He's awesome. Like,
Mm.
but
So I'm not
every time,
complaining about that.
neither am I. But every time people go, how do you not know anything about Cyberpunk? I'm just like, I just can't. for some reason I just don't want to get invested in it
No, I'm with
because
you too. I'm with you too, but I still think I'm gonna get it.
but I
I'm still
just
gonna play it, and whether I like it or not, I'm a little bit like, meh, I'm probably not gonna like it. But I'd rather be there than like super hyped about it. Like I'd rather be like, yeah, I don't want to buy into the hype and then be disappointed.
yeah, I
So
know, but
I
at the same time, the way I could go about it is it comes out, people love it, and I'm just like, oh, okay. I don't know anything about it, and then I'm just essentially discovering this game, or sort of like getting this game, and then just coming into this whole new another world that
mm.
I've coming in with it with like a bit like completely unbiased as well, sort of
Yeah,
because
I
I've
think I
just
think
gone.
that's
I have
where
no expectations for this.
that's where I'm at. I think you and I are in the same basket, and I think it's a good. I think it's a good place to be because if you were hyped up and it fucking disappointed you, well, yeah, too bad. But I already know there's going to be some bits in the game that I fucking hate. I
Yes,
hate
but
these
that's
mechanics.
that.
I
Yeah,
fucking
but
hate this shit. But I'm gonna get over that, get through it, and then I'm gonna like this bit. And then fucking this bit was a bit naff. Oh fuck, but this bit's fucking cool.
yeah,
So
but
I
that
already know it's
happens
gonna be
with
one of
every
those
kind of
games.
things. That happens with all the sorts of things. You watch a TV show, you watch a movie, and you'll play a game, you'll read a book, manga,
Mm,
comic book, and you'll just be like, I really liked this. I didn't like all of
mm.
this, and this, but I really liked this. But it's just a case of I don't think anyone in the history of the world has ever gone, I liked this 100%. There is not a single ounce of thing that I did not like.
Dude, I think that's the only game on the horizon for me in terms of a non-gamer right now, non-gamer
What
for
about
three
the new
weeks.
Horizon game?
Yeah, but I'm not excited about it. I've seen the trailers and it looks much more of the same. That's the sad thing about it. Like I just feel like I really enjoyed it. Maybe it's like from all the stuff that I've said on Discord about The Last of Us, which by the way, it goes down in history so far as one of my favorite games of all time. And the reviewers ruined it for me. The hype ruined it for me. I can't believe I've not played The Last of Us 2 to this date, considering how much I love the first. But part of the reason is that I want to keep it as a great memory of one of my favorite games of all time. And I don't want to stain it with something that might just, you're going to go and kill off one of my favorite characters from the first game. I already know about it. It's like fucking teasers of all over the internet. And
New
I
spoilers.
don't know if I want to play a game where my favorite character from my memory, my good memory of this guy, he fucking dies within the first 20 minutes of gameplay. I'm just like, I'm not down for that. Like, no matter what the justification is, I don't think I need that in my life. So, it's super sad, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, I prefer to keep the awesome memory I have of The Last of Us on a really high shelf, and rather than play the second game and go and question the developers and be upset with them taking the story to a place where I might not agree with. So it's a tough one. Half of me still really wants to play it. Half of me still thinks that I might really enjoy it because who gives a fuck if all the reviews hate it? I don't think I'm like those people. Those people are nothing like me.
That's the
So
point, though.
that is the point. I know, but yeah, yeah.
Reviews are a platform to see if you're interested in something or not to see if something is good or
Oh,
not.
like most of the gamers out there absolutely hated it and couldn't believe that they killed off one of the main characters. But yeah, I think I might actually enjoy it and if anything, understand it because I've had some of my closest family or friends fucking die on me. So it's like I think maybe I understand it more than they do. Maybe they fucking knee jerk reacted and couldn't believe it. But I'm like, I probably can accept it more than they could. So yeah,
Yeah,
hundred
but
percent,
maybe
hundred
you could
percent.
accept it more because you know about it, and also
Mm.
maybe this whole story thing about him dying comes from like a Game of Thrones esque sort of
Right.
well,
You
like that
never
that
know.
that
You
whole
never know.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that whole thing, like a lot of people sort of enjoyed Game of Thrones for that sort of
Mm.
thing. It was
You're
the
right.
fact that
Yeah, you're right.
this guy is the typical hero. So clearly he's gonna, and he got killed, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
I like
oh,
that.
that
I
doesn't
like
make
that.
sense. And it's just like, but the bad guy, he
That's
isn't dead though. He's actually thriving and succeeding, and it's just
yeah,
like this doesn't make, and it's just
that's
like
pretty
maybe
cool.
that's the influence that came. It's just like moving, like sort of like, yeah.
No, no, yeah. Like, it's funny because I think I'm not saying I'm never gonna play it, but like I said, I was so excited about it, and then the fucking reviews fucked me up. Fuck those review sites, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, sometimes I can't help myself but check out these reviews, but it's like
See, I only
it's
check
fucking
reviews. I only
shit.
really check reviews and reactions after I've watched it or something like that. But that's only because I'm like, I wonder what other
Why would
people.
you even watch a review after you fucking played it or watched it, though?
I just want to see other people's opinions, other people's takes on it. It's just an interesting thing.
You know what? The worst thing that I find that pops up on my YouTube front page is those people who make videos where, like, singing tutor reacts to Alice in Chains or Nirvana smells like Teen Spirit. I'm
Oh no,
like,
I don't like those
get
sorts
the
of.
fuck out of here. I would fucking put a knife in your chest, man. Like, these people are disgusting.
No, I enjoy some reaction videos. I was watching.
Oh, I can't do
I
it, man.
was
Fuck these cunts.
I was watching the guys, some couple people, a couple videos with people reacting to JoJo openings. I'm like, this is fucking cool.
Well, if it's positive and funny, no, no, even if it is, man, fuck, who the fuck are these guys? Like,
Yeah, but I like watching
who the
people.
fuck are these guys? Like,
Yeah, but
who do you think you are making a
Mr. Big
fucking
Stuff.
reaction video to Kurt Cobain singing in Nirvana? Like, who the fuck are you, bro, to put your
But
name in the same video as someone like Kurt Cobain? Like, you're
yeah, but like
fucking nobody.
some of the, like, if it's like I'm reacting to like Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, it's just like
Yeah,
wait,
why would you put a video up on that?
it's just like wait, what? Like, why would you be reacting to that? It's like
No, no,
such
you
a
can
well-known
react
song.
to it, but why would you put a video up on it?
No, I get you could react to it, but I'm like, yeah, why would you make a video?
Right.
But if it was sort of like something like reacting to this scene, like
If you
that
were a
they've never.
fan, if you were a fan and you're a genuine fan, I would be totally okay with it.
No,
But if
actually,
you're a fucking nobody and you're like doing reactions just to try to get into trying to get more fucking clickbait and fucking
no,
views
I
from
no,
YouTube, like,
I disagree. I disagree with you. I actually kind of enjoy when someone goes, "I've never heard of this thing." Like,
fuck off.
no,
Really?
as
But
in,
who the fuck are they though?
yeah,
Like,
but
who
that,
are they though? Who gives a fuck about what their reaction is? Like,
lots of
or so
people.
what? Your fucking neighbor's reaction, or fucking three houses down? That neighbor's reaction, or let's go 10 houses down. I want to check out that guy's reaction to what I like. No, fuck that. I fucking love this shit. I don't give a fuck what these people think. It's
No, it's not that.
lame, bro.
No, it's not as if they go, "Hey, watch this JoJo opener." They go, "That sucked." I'll be like, "I'm heartbroken." It just be like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Nah, fuck that shit, man. These guys are doing it for the. It's just a
No,
transparency. I can see
I
them. They're
enjoy it,
doing
and
it for the fucking
I've always,
clicks,
no,
the
I enjoy it,
views.
and I've always wanted, like, because they got that show Gogglebox, which I think is
That's
yeah,
different. That's a
yeah,
social experiment. That's
yeah, no,
cool. That's
no,
cool.
yeah, no, I find that funny, but I'm like, okay, well, they keep reacting to all these like sort of well-known shows, like fucking throw in a show that's like not well-known. Like,
No, no, but I like the
throw it.
concept of that as a
Yeah, no, I enjoy it too, but I'm like
yeah.
throwing an episode of
Yes.
JoJo or something, like throwing something that's like that even people at home would be like, wait, what the fuck is this? Like, I'm reacting to it too. Like, I'd enjoy that.
Yeah, but I just hate, it's some fucking 15-year-old with his teeth are so fucking white because he's got them whitened, and they they don't look anything the part. They're wearing like some fluoro jumper and they're like reviewing some dead grungy guy in a rock band, and I'm like, I instantly click on the little dots that says "Do not ever show a video from this channel ever again. That's what I do on YouTube. I don't watch the video. I instantly click never show me anything from this channel ever again.
Yeah, but I enjoy.
You got this wrong. Do not feed this shit to me. If I'm been watching Nirvana videos, the last thing that I want to show up on my feed is some fucking 10-year-old fucking kids in their lounge room reacting to something that has made me being fucking emotional for the last 2 days.
Look, I'm not.
The
I'm not
last
interested.
thing
I'm
I
not
can,
interested
yeah,
in. I'm
they
not
can
interested
go
in.
and I want to fucking stab them.
Yeah, but I'm not interested in reaction videos like 12-year-old kid hears Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time, or hears Smells Like Teen Spirit for the first. I'm like, I'm not interested in that. Like, I've heard that song like many, many times. I'm not interested in hearing someone go, "Oh, this is really." Like, I have a particular opinion on these songs.
Or
I
all
don't
they're
give a
doing
shit.
is sucking dick for the whole video.
But
There's no, I
but
already know that.
but if it,
They're not gonna dare. They don't have the balls to fucking
But yeah, but
hate it.
if it was JoJo openings or Naruto versus Sasuke or the Old Republic
Oh, they might not
cutscenes,
get it. Yeah, yeah, sure.
and people going, it's the fans or an animator or just a non-fan just watching it for the first time. I fucking love that shit because it can get either really funny or people are just like literally going, wow, this is fucking amazing. Like I've never seen this before. Like this is like they should make a movie like this, and I'm just like, yeah, cool, awesome.
Oh, fuck that
And
shit.
also, it's always cool watching those like experts react to something and then being
Those
like,
experts. That's what I mean. Who the fuck are these vocal coaches and fuck vocal coach reacts to fucking Alice in Chains
no, not
or
no, not
vocal
not
coach reacts to Chris Cornell from Soundgarden.
no, no,
I'm like, you fucking die. You die
no,
now.
no, not those,
Get off YouTube now.
not those experts. I'm talking like professional swordsman reviews these scenes.
Ah, that. Yeah, I've seen a few of those.
US Marines reacts to
Ah,
Armor 3. I'm
it's a
like,
fucking movie, bro. I hate those too. Oh my god, you watch that shit?
yeah, sometimes.
Ah, I can't do it.
I also watched a video, some videos where it was they weren't
Can't do it.
it wasn't a reaction video. It was these particular like experts like in meat, beer, wine, and they got these two kind of things. So it'd be like a salami. So they'd be two types of salami or bologna, and they'd be like, you have to guess which one is the more expensive. And I was like, this is fun.
Fucking Coca-Cola versus
No,
Pepsi.
they always got it right, and for some reason I was partially like, I wish they kind of get it wrong because I think that'd be a bit funny. But at the
Dude,
same
because
time,
you're wrong. We had this little discussion today about steak. Like that's the thing. Like you
no, don't go into that. That
don't
was
go
like
there.
that
Okay,
that
okay, cool.
super pissed me off.
I knew it would. But dude, you don't pay $195 for a steak because you think like
Yes,
a $30 steak can taste the same. It's
no, I
impossible.
no,
But
I'm
anyway.
no, I'm fully aware of that. But then you saying you don't know anything about it is just like, don't ever say that. Because
uh, well,
my love for steak only happened
or
like
your love for cheap steak,
no, my love for steak like
your
not
love for cheap cows.
my love for steak only happened like a year ago.
Oh, okay. Well, that's early too, man.
No,
That's early as
it
well.
only happened a year ago because what I'd have before was flat overcooked steaks
Yeah,
because my
but
mum
that
didn't know how
it's
to
not
cook
about
steaks.
it's not necessarily how you cook it. Like, you know, you can have a fake leather jacket, or you can have a real leather jacket. Like, there's a big fucking difference, bro. Like, trust me, there really is.
Yes, but
There really is.
I've tasted difference now from what I like as a cooked
You
steak to
haven't.
what
I'm
I
still gonna.
don't
If
like.
like I said, if you were over at my place yesterday, you would have had that $200 steak,
Yeah,
and
and
I would have been
yeah, and
sitting there watching your fucking eyes. My eyes would have been locked on yours, and I would have seen saliva come out of your fucking mouth.
yes, and
And I already know for a fact.
I'm perfectly happy
Trust me,
with
you would have.
trying it.
Yes, you would have been there yesterday. I would have shoved this fucking shit down your mouth if you refused to take it. You would have taken a bite, and I would have seen how your face would have been like. Ah, I would have loved that. You are definitely coming to Sydney as soon as you can.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and but as I said, I'm perfectly fine with going. This is like the most amazing steak I've had, but at the same time, like Yeah, but this is not going to be the single steak I'm ever going to just buy from now on. Like,
No, no,
I'll
no, no,
be
no.
I'll be going down
We
to the
look.
supermarket. I'll be going down
No,
to the
no, I'm with
butcher,
you. I'm with you.
and
I'm
I'll
with
be
you. I'm
getting a
with you. I'm
butcher.
with you. I'm with you. We 100% had that conversation yesterday. So
In
Ellie,
fact,
Viv, and I,
if
Ellie, Viv, and I said that we feel sorry for looking around the restaurant and seeing these people that do this every day. Like, you guys are fucked. There was this guy next to us on the table. He had two ladies as well, and he was this young Asian guy. He was early 20s at the very latest. Like, he could have been in his fucking 17 or 18, and is full Chinese, came from China. I could tell he didn't live here. And he was wearing a white suit with a white shirt that was buttoned down, four buttons down. And I'm talking about a young kid too. And
what the fuck?
he looked like he was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? He looked completely out of place, and we couldn't stop looking at him because he was hilarious. And we were like,
Was he also rocking a fedora with like a golden chain?
almost. That's what I mean. And it's like you can tell that he went straight from the Sheraton Hotel
It sounded like he watched
into a
Michael Jackson.
limousine into the restaurant, and he doesn't walk on the street because everyone's going to make fun of him if you dress like that. But you could just tell that he was there to he does that every day. You could just tell. And one of the things that instantly we talked about was like even we were talking about the fucking steak all day during the nature walk today. But like the thing is, like when you treat yourself once every 2 months or so, or once a month, to something that is like that level, it makes you appreciate it more. So we instantly, when we were looking around the room, we were like, these people are like fucking here every day. These people are eating this shit. Like they don't get it. They're just so spoiled, and they're just ruining it for themselves. So yeah, 100%, bro. Like, and the thing is, like, a lot of people think like, I had comments on my Facebook when I said it was $195 steak. People were like, bro, you're missing. You forgot a decimal point. Like, are you saying it's $19.50?
No, they were saying one
No, it's
dollar and $195.
$195, right? Or yeah, exactly. And it's like, then people. One guy even said today, like, "Oh fuck, your Patreon must be doing well for you to be able to afford that shit." What they don't understand is that like the bill came to $200 per head. The steak was $195, but the bill was only $200 per head. And we had fucking oysters, we had a fish dish, we had a vegetarian dish, we had fucking every single one of us had entrees, and we all had oysters, and
Okay,
we all
that
had a
just
bottle of champagne, and we all had a bottle of red, and we all had a bottle of Moscato, and that all came to $200 per head. So people don't get that either. Like, when you go with a few friends, you can order a few things, you can all taste a few things. You're not having the whole steak to yourself. As much as I fucking wanted that whole steak to
what?
myself, I didn't have it because it's you're sharing, bro, to get the price down a little bit. Like you just couldn't. I
No,
couldn't.
no. If I'm going, I'm having a steak that
Yeah, but
is a
like I
treat.
said,
I'd be like, if
you
you touch my steak,
yeah,
I'll
but
stab
you
you,
can do that.
and
You
I'll
can
eat
you
yours.
but if you go to Rockpool and you have that kind of like 100+ day aged steak, it'll cost you like $195 for the best cut of steak at Rockpool. That's only about 300 grams, whereas this thing was a fucking 800-gram monster. It was designed to be shared. That's what I'm getting at. This restaurant knew it was expensive, but they expect people on the table to share so that you can try multiple things. So it was that kind of meal. But I'm with you. I think if you came to Sydney, I would take you to Rockpool. Fuck it. Let's get the best fucking cut of meat you can possibly get for your money. Enjoy it. Everyone eats their own steak, so they're fucking full at the end of the night, and that's it. But that's not what yesterday was. I was with
Yeah,
two
but the
girls,
problem
and
would be with the fact that they're bringing out the fish and oyster. I'd be like, I don't want this shit.
no, no, I still ate all of that. But dude, when I was eyeing the fucking bone, man, because the bone, like, no one was touching the bone. I'm like, there's no way these girls are gonna fucking eat the bone. And so, like, there's a few bits of meat left. I'm like, not only did I clean those bits up, but I'm like, guys, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take the
Suck on the bone.
bone. Yeah, and the all the meat on the bone was raw as fuck, and I'm like, oh, I knew I was gonna get that bone. Like, there's no way those girls were gonna eat the bone. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I got that fucking bone. But but yeah, like, I honestly, I don't know if I could have eaten the whole thing by myself. I think 800 grams is pretty huge. I'm happy with like 300 or 400 grams, but fuck, like people. It wasn't. I know I put it up like on social media. Oh, $195 steak. But like man, like I said, the bill came to $200 per head. We had a shitload more than just that steak, and we had sides as well. So it all works out pretty good when you have a couple of mates. You get to try everything. But yeah, I know that if that steak came out, you would smash it so hard that we'd have to slow you down. We'd be like, Hog, you are fucking hogging the fuck out of that. We're all paying for this fucking thing, dude. So chill the fuck out. And yeah.
I'd Luffy. I'd just be like, "Are you taking food from my plate?" Yes.
But yeah, dude, when it came out, I'm like, oh man, I could eat this whole thing. But like to be honest, I was pretty full at the end of that. But yeah, for us to even talk about it today, like that's what Ellie, the redhead,
Can you
she
get
was just like,
Belgian waffles there?
of course, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wonder what those are like
Well,
compared to like.
some of the best Belgian waffles in Sydney are actually at the markets, which is really weird. But they're poshy markets. They're like in poshy areas like Paddington and
No, it's just that I've had Belgian waffles in the middle of winter over there,
oh, that'd
and
be even
and
better.
and oh
That'd be
my
even better.
god, it was just
Yeah.
it was like legitimate heaven. It was like,
Now, fuck the waffles, man. Like when you come over, we are so gonna hunt down some of the best steaks.
I'm
Like,
sorry, but over there, waffles, bratwurst. Oh my
nah,
god,
yeah,
bro,
I'm with you.
breakfast.
I'm with you. I fucking love that shit too. But that's the
Oh
thing.
no, I've not found a single bratwurst. Like my parents did say
Like
that
it. Yeah.
the ones that they had were good, but when I tasted it, sort of tastes like dish soap. But I'm just like, nah, I've not had a good bratwurst over here. And it's
Well,
just
you know what I did this afternoon after the nature walk? I took Ellie and Viv to La Perouse, and there's a fish and chip shop there. There's a lot of fish and chip shops there, but one of them
my
opened
parents
up.
do not like fish and chips over here.
Oh, really? Maybe it's a British thing. Like you guys are so sick of it.
No, it's not. It's
Um,
not a British thing. In their opinion, it's the best fish and chip place over here, or probably the best fish and chip place over here isn't as good as the worst in England. I'm just like, I don't.
all
I'm not
right.
a fish and chips person myself, so
Yeah.
I'm staying out of that argument. But I'm just like,
Well, we'll
yeah,
do chips are chips, fish is fish. So I think there's a lot of fish and chip shops in La Perouse, but a lot of them are the old school style, Aussie style, where they wrap it up in big cardboard paper, like paper, and they just give you soggy chips with some
that
frozen
just
fish.
sounds like England.
But there's something romantic about that too. Like honestly, sometimes that's what I want. Sometimes I want this big piece of butcher's paper wrapped up like fucking the soggy
That
chips and like potato scallops and fucking
that
shitty
is
frozen fish. Um
yeah. No, what you what you're talking about is like pretty much like what I.
like yeah.
You have no idea how many shops I
Have
went
it
to
that are like
that were
that, yeah.
basically just that, and it's just yeah.
No, but we
You
went to
just like
there's
if
this
they weren't like soggy and like they had a distinct flavor about them,
I put a bit of
like they were
vinegar on
so
it and like
fatty in as
yeah,
well.
yeah, 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 yeah. But like wait, there's this one place that's like I know it's good because like I even checked it out today. We were just rolling past the hill and we just saw the fucking crowd there. There's no fucking COVID here, I tell you. There's no COVID. It was fucking packed. And it was like 2:30. I'm like, man, this must be towards the end of lunch. Like, I hope these fuckers all fuck off. And we get there and they're like, oh, sorry, you got a queue. And then you got to sit on these like circles on the floor that says social distancing. I'm like, there's no fucking social distancing going on here. Come on, this is bullshit. And before too long, though, we got a table. We ordered a fish and chips because we were still like kind of full from the day before. So we didn't want to fuck it. So we just ordered fish and chips and salt and pepper calamari, and the fish was like I started looking around and like I don't mean to be racist here, but like there were a few like couples that were like that kind of mid 20s, early 30s Asian couples, and like they
How
were
can it be
eating.
racist if it's
Oh
you
no,
saying
no,
it?
but they're fucking whenever there's fucking couples that are like they haven't got kids yet, they're so close to getting kids. You can just tell they're over dating because like they're not talking to each other whatsoever. But they are chowing down on fucking crabs, prawns, lobsters, oysters. You know that the seafood is fresh because these motherfuckers, these rich cunts would never pay for something that's been frozen or was kept overnight. So as soon as I looked around, I'm like, I already know this is gonna be fucking amazing. So yeah, it was nice to take Viv and Ellie from a $200 steak yesterday to a $20 seafood dish that is fucking awesome. I was really like that. I really like that.
See, unfortunately, I can't appreciate anything fish related. I'm just
No,
not
no,
a
that's
fish
for.
person.
But you get my point, right? My point is that like they were scummy. Their tartare sauce was not like packet sauce. They made their own tartare sauce. It was fucking
Tartar.
amazing tartar sauce. But that, like, it was such a small serving of it that like it was over before we finished the meal. Like before we even finished half the meal, the sauce was gone. And like that's on purpose. It was like it's just like it was just so good. And to see these girls like, oh my god, this is so good. And like the chips were even better than the fucking chips at the restaurant yesterday. So what I liked about it was that, hey, this is a $20 meal in comparison to a $600 meal, and the $20 meal was fucking awesome. So yeah, I get it. Like, it wasn't probably the best fish. It was just like probably it was just like whiting or whatever. But it's like, hey, fuck, if it's cooked well, it's fucking fresh from the market that morning. You can get some good value and good food. Anyway, we've fucking gone off games now.
We weren't really talking about games really in the first place. It was sort of a general talking, to be honest.
No, it's just by the way, like for those that are still listening, Hawk has decided to invest a little bit into this podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my all in.
He's got a new microphone. It is like brand new. So when I bought my microphone, which is a Rode being an Australian brand, and great value for money, I have the Rode Podcaster, which was the very first USB mic that Rode ever made. And a lot of people were giving it props, like big time broadcasters, big time radio guys were using it, saying that it had that kind of bassy, sort of a
Boosie.
bassy, kind of voice sound, and like it has got good sound for a microphone that was a plug and play. And fast forward maybe 5 years, I think. There's a new model out now which Hawk has,
The
and
NT-USB.
the Rode NT-USB, and I did a little bit of research on it because Viv has it, and when I first saw it, I thought it looked a little bit awkward that it would sit on your desk and it doesn't have the old boom arm and the whole kind of
No,
old
that you
school
have to
style setup.
invest. You have to invest in a boom arm because it can be
It
attached
can,
to it.
I saw it. I saw it. Yeah. So I've seen a few videos of it, and amazingly, most people who have tested it against my microphone have said that despite it being a fair bit cheaper, it actually sounds better. And I think all the videos that I watched said that your microphone was better than mine, which doesn't surprise me because I think that's how technology works. I think my microphone is a the exact same body as the Procaster, which I use with XLR cables, but they tried to make a USB version, and it probably was their first go at it. So I think in all those years, they've refined it, and they probably added all those features to your microphone. And this one was an early beta of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. I think you've got the right gear there. I think the reviews that I watched actually said that it was um, pretty damn good, especially good for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I know that Agadex bought that $900 microphone or $800 microphone. I've always wanted those because I've used to use Shure microphones when I was in a band, and they cost so much. But that investment always feels worthwhile when you're doing gigs and you're using these mics. But like I didn't buy that Shure microphone because I needed four of them for my podcast setup. And there's no way, man. Come on, $800 times four just for the mics.
Yeah.
I could,
3200.
I could not, I could not justify it. So I got four Rode Procasters, and these stands. Like, if you look at all the fucking podcasts, the biggest podcast channels on YouTube, they use these Rode stands. So I don't think they're as great as people make them out to be. They sometimes do slop a little, and they should never slop. They're actually pretty good, but they're not. I don't think they're the fucking best. But the way I've always looked at Rode is, I'm super proud that it's an Australian brand. They're making. I just can't believe it. Like I can't believe I check out all these podcasts globally and everyone's using Rode stuff, and I'm really happy about that. Like I do love it when I see a podcast that has millions of subscribers and they're using Rode gear. I'm like, that makes me feel good as an Aussie. So I think yeah, it's good.
Well, if it's still working, then I don't see why you'd have to just be like, okay, since we're now millionaires, let's just go out and buy the most expensive thing and just ditch this
Dude,
stuff.
yeah, exactly. Like exactly with the Shure thing, like an $800 mic. I watched all those videos that day after Aga posted that. That's the mic I've always wanted. And then I just thought I'd do a bit of Google search and see the Rode versus the Shure microphone. That's 800 versus $200. And man, a lot of the tests said that the Rode was just as good as the Shure. It's all about how you edit the vocal track in an aftermarket application. So
Yeah, they did say that the NT-USB was actually punching above its intended weight.
way above. I reckon you could get to a point with the mic that you've got and the $800 Shure, and with the same application and tweak the fucking audio. I think it'd be really hard to distinguish the two. I honestly do. And if you're just using it for Zoom and stuff like this, you do not need an $800 microphone, man. But I think it's just one of those things. It's like a Gucci bag or like fucking Louis Vuitton
Unless you have that much
sunglasses. You
money to
don't, yeah,
waste.
yeah, exactly. If I had the money, I would have bought the same mics, like four of them. But fuck, that's a lot of money tied up. And considering I don't use it that much, I'm glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't. It's money that I could have spent elsewhere. So, um, even like I don't know if the people who are listening know, but we are recording this on Zoom, and Zoom already compresses the audio anyway. So if we were using $800 mics right now, you wouldn't tell the difference. It would compress it anyway, and you'd lose quality there. So,
Yeah, we'd have
um,
to be using another application
correct,
which needs to be
correct,
like fully compressed
full,
and tweaked and everything like
yeah.
that for it to really be making much of a difference.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But yeah, no, good stuff that you're investing, bro. Like considering we're not making any money, we're not doing any we have no sponsorship. Good on you. Like I just think it's nice to have. Like I hope you start doing some of your own rants and download a sound app and
It wouldn't be rants, as I said. It is literally just essentially a video where I vent the thoughts of my mind because
yeah, but like download a free sound app and change
yeah.
the voice a bit. Add like start adding a bit of compressor and upping the bass a little
I don't
bit.
know if
And
voice recorder counts.
no, but there's definitely apps like I'll link you to a few that a lot of podcasters use to get that broadcast quality voice sound. Um,
To
because
sound
your
like Morgan
microphone is
Freeman.
recording raw really well, but you would not use Zoom and record straight into a sound app and then use the filters within that sound app to enhance your voice. And I think you'll be really surprised at how amazing your voice can sound with that microphone. It'd be great. So,
In fact, I didn't get too much feedback. I got a little feedback on a previous video from someone at work today, but I didn't get from the other person because he only said he watched 20 minutes of it and then sort of forgot about it because it was on YouTube and he had to keep it open.
mm,
But he was all like, "Oh yeah." In fact, we had a discussion about it because it was like in NASCAR and V8s, it's actually actually contractually obligated to race regardless of if it's real or simulated. They have to race. But with the F1 drivers, it was purely a choice, and some of them obviously did do it.
mm,
And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. But he was like, yeah, I do remember that. He was obviously saying that he did remember it, but that was about it from the topic.
mm.
Because later on we were talking about lotto and the money that and how we would all spend it and shit. And I was just like, oh no, I was just like, I personally would just be so moderate and tight fisted with it that it'd be a bit ridiculous, maybe.
Mm.
And he was talking about his mate's brother who owns a company. He works in Australia, owns a company in America that's like sell particular items. And he was talking about like the money with that, and then he was like, "Oh, do you know what? He never brought his brother into it, and he never gave him money." And I sort of turned around and immediately was like, "Yeah, but well, there might be a reason for that. Like, if you just gave family members money, that you might." Whereas you think you're being like generous and really nice and being in good
Yeah,
faith. And it's like there's nothing behind it except for the fact that you're just like, look, I'm just, you're part of my family. I love you. But they
yeah.
may be like, no, you're just being a condescending dick
Mm.
and just trying to flash your cash around.
Oh, by the way, that podcast that I did with Daniel Fletcher, the actor, like I did bring up what you and Sam were talking about in Discord about like just maybe not being sure what what you would do if you did change your job, if you quit your job and stuff. So um just as an end note here for this podcast, wrapping it up, but maybe have a listen to that. I didn't mean to specifically bring you up or bring Sam up or whatever he said, but it was like in generally speaking, like I get a whole lot of people that message me about this kind of stuff where they're like not necessarily that happy in their jobs and they're not exactly sure what to do next. And
Look,
uh
I'm fine. I'm fine with you. I'm fine with you doing it. It's just the whole point of the fact that it's just difficult with for me because I have no idea what I'm actually good at.
no, no, no,
And
no.
when
That's what I talked about, but I didn't mention your name, by the way. I think a lot of people message me about that kind of stuff, so I was speaking generally. But
yeah,
I think what Daniel said, because he's a really different guy to me. That's what I liked about that podcast that I did with him yesterday. Was he was in Scotland and I'm like in Sydney. We matched our times, and it was 7 o'clock for me. It was like 9 in the morning for him, and we did this podcast. And what was nice is I haven't seen him in over 15 years. So we really didn't know who we were at all. But I liked that he disagreed with me a couple of times. I liked that his advice for people who are the his advice for people who are not sure about what it is that they might be good at outside of their current job and stuff like that was something that I would never say. So maybe have a listen to that because I just really enjoyed what he said. Like I think some of the stuff that he said helped me out in that I don't think like that at all. So, I think that's the same thing with these podcasts that we do now. It's like, I know I was a little bit angry earlier on about like, vocal coaches that are making reaction videos on YouTube, but I can't help myself at the same time. So, I think sometimes these podcasts, like we don't plan what we're going to fucking say on them. And it's like about
yeah,
speaking
but
openly.
reaction videos are a mixed bag.
Yeah, right. In general, but like I even had like Leslie and Sean from the Hustle and Flow podcast. Like Leslie's my mate, by the way. I've known Leslie for a long time. But like for his business partner Sean of the podcast that he does with Leslie, like the fucking Hustle and Flow podcast, for my mate Leslie's mate Sean to reach out to me and say, dude, like I've been seeing all the shit that you've been uploading on Facebook and all these podcasts you're doing. And what I love most is that you're just your opinions on stuff and just putting your opinions out there and like just voicing shit. And he would love to do a podcast with me at some
He's
point,
already
just
done a
him and I.
podcast with you.
No, Leslie has, and Sean and Leslie have, but not Sean alone. And I just think I really appreciate that. Like I think that's the way it is. It's like everyone will pick up something different. If you actually spend the time to listen to stuff, you might find something in there. And I kind of like that, man. Like I think we're doing well. Like whether you can't view the stats and go, well, the stats say that I get it. Like if we only got 4 views for our videos, yeah, fuck, we're fucked. But like some of our videos have gotten some decent views, and I think we're on our way. Like I have a good feeling about this, so let's keep it up. I like tonight that like really it was just about testing your microphone. But I like that. I
Well,
like
it's just
that.
a free flow
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, yeah.
That's
But I like that too. Like, I don't think every fucking episode needs to be clickbaity or fucking, about
none of our
anything. Like,
episodes have really been clickbaity.
no, exactly. So, I did have a gut feeling that the one about like being single,
Single,
and
yeah,
yeah, I had a
that's
gut feeling that that was going to do well, and it came true. Like, it is our one of our, or if not the
it
one
is
that's,
the
it
most
is the
popular
the
one.
most popular one so far. Yeah, and but at the same time, I don't place any more value on that than just a random podcast like we've done tonight. So let's wrap it up. But
Couldn't even tell you which one my favorite one was.
I definitely like the girls one, because I just think we were. I mean, you did fucking fall off fell off that and went quiet at some stage, but I still think that had the best um, flow in terms of how fast it felt. Like the cadence was up, and Joker got excited. I got excited, and getting a bit excited, getting a bit like, when I listened back to it, I'm like, oh my god, like Joker was like, whoa! He got
Yeah, but you said that was the Joker's personality. He's like, woo!
he was like, "What?"
But then instead of saying you have a personality hawk, you just went, you have an accent. I'm like, okay, I guess that's a substitute.
No, no, no. That's another thing too. Like, I'm not mentioning any names here because I don't wanna. I don't wanna. I really am not on this planet to upset people. Hey, but some
You already
people,
upset people.
yeah, but some people have a
You upset
monotone.
me earlier about the steak.
Bro, I did on purpose. Yeah, I did it because I love you. But like,
Who
some
doesn't?
people have a monotone voice, and that's just the way they speak. I What am I gonna fucking do? Tell them that you got a bit of a monotone voice there. Like, maybe you could like try to change it. It's like, fuck, they've been speaking like that since they were born. So there's nothing you can do about that. But like, I like that episode that we did. You've got this British accent, and Joker has this like like that. And I thought the three different voices reaching different decibels and different pitches and notes. I thought it sounded good. That's when I listened to it back, I'm like, oh, actually, I can listen to this, and I just kept it playing for a while. And
What Joker's high, I'm mid, you're low.
I actually listened back to that podcast and laughed out loud a couple of times. Like, I myself
I
sat
know
there,
I've actually done that with a few of ours. Like the first two episodes I actually listened to. The
listened
beyond
to
that,
them back. Yeah,
I haven't listened to any others, but because and I was just laughing. I was just like, I just
yeah.
remember this part, and it was so funny.
Yeah, yeah. There's some funny bits, and I was just really happy with that, man. Like, I think we didn't plan any of that. We did not have any bullet points or nothing, and it just there's
No,
some
no,
fucking
I think
shit in
in
that that
fact,
was
there
funny.
was one episode that was particularly thing where I literally started off by going, "We're going to be talking about this, this, and this," and
And
I
then
think it might have been the food episode, and we
yeah.
started talking about it,
Just yeah,
and then just never ever went on to the other topics. I'm just
yeah,
like, okay.
yeah. That's the way I prefer it, man. Like, I think that's the way to do it. Like, I've had a couple of people message me about doing a
Oh
podcast,
yeah,
and
I prefer
yeah,
I prefer free flowing conversations where it naturally progresses instead of someone going, okay, let's stop and talk about this topic. It's just like, oh,
yeah.
please. And someone's like, oh well, I was going to say something, and it's like, yeah, but let's move on to this because we got to. And it's just like, oh, well, it seems like you're sort of forcing it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, bro. Well, let's wrap it up. I suppose I'm seeing this one out.
Yes.
I'm just trying to remember what you say. So you say, "All right, peoples." Did you hear the slurp? All right, peoples of the internet. We have been geeked out. Um, what
Nipples
else do you
out.
say from there? Oh, is that all it? You just say
I pretty much
nipples
go,
out?
well, peoples of the internet, we've been Hawk and Zen. We have geeked
Being geeked
out.
out.
Nipples
Yeah.
out.
Oh, well, I want to say some more. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Honestly, if you've made it this far,
like,
like,
comment, like, comment, and
no, no,
subscribe.
I don't. Oh, you fucking said that. I didn't say that. Like, honestly, yeah, we really appreciate if you do. But if you don't, that's cool too. I fucking understand it.
And
If you
also
guys
raid Shadow Legends.
if you seriously, if you guys are still listening, um totally appreciate it. If you guys actually could let us know what you think could make our show better and what you'd like to hear more of, or any of your thoughts, honestly, we would 100% take it on board. We
And
are not
hell,
like
let me know if a solo podcast of me rambling about random stuff would sound interesting.
exactly. Like, honestly, we are doing this for the fun of it, guys, 100%. And if you guys have any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer them. If you have any suggestions, we are 100% all ears. But yeah, thanks for listening. Nipples out.
Nipples out.